first perfect run for Piston Honda on YouTube.
Hello. Hey man, what's up? Nothing, just watching some idiot suck at Punch-Out. At 1 minute, Piston Honda will retreat to the center of the ring before dancing around and attacking. Like Joe, a well-timed strike will send him down. Your goal is to get him down before this. Honda likes to mix things up. Sometimes he hooks, sometimes he uppercuts, and sometimes he just stands there and lets you beat on him. Because of this randomness, a fail-safe strategy to get him down for the TKO before his bonsai attack isn't possible. But this approach is close to perfect. You have two certainties on Honda. First, his bonsai attack occurs at 1 minute. Second, at the start of each phase, he'll pause for a short time before giving you 2 eyebrow pattern jabs. This opens you up for the gutter. Gutter punches can generally be used on any fighter putting together a punch. If an attack requires a bit of warm-up, you can slip in a body blow. But gutters take some practice. Don't expect to master this one overnight. The most obvious demonstration of a gutter is Joe. Everything he does is slow, but during the opening 40 seconds, if you hold up until he raises his guard, you can throw body blows. This is a simplification of the more complicated gutter punch. Think of a gutter as 2 separate moves. First the preparation, then the assault. The former is a simple up tap on the directional pad. Tapping up will cause your opponent to raise his guard and at the same time put you back into a position to throw a body blow. The second part of the gutter is your punch. If you time it right, you'll punch right as he's raising his guard, not giving him enough room to get his guard back to block. As I mentioned, this will take practice. Too quick and you'll hit the button simultaneously and face jab. Too slow and you'll give him enough time to put his guard back down. One more thing about gutter punches. While the later fighters like Bull 1, Honda 2, and Macho Man require an up tap before each one of your punches, the early fighters let you throw multiple body blows with one single tap. Which brings us back to Honda. At the start of the fight and right after either time he gets up, you can quickly tap up and throw up to 3 body blows. These simple gutters make Honda 1 much easier than the rematch. You only need to force his gloves up once to open him up for all 3 shots. And here's another beautiful thing about gutters on Honda 1. Each and every one of them will always, no matter what, give you a star. Almost feels like cheating. When you think you've gotten pretty good at the timing for your gutter punches, you're probably ready for this strategy, which is not 100%, but I doubt there's anything closer. And to repeat myself from previous videos, play around with your punches once you have this licked. The fastest possible time using this technique is nowhere near the world record. I'm just here to get you started. In phase 1, you're going to immediately start the gutter pattern to get 3 stars. This will give you some advantage to get him down, but by the end of it, you won't have any stars. He'll get up on 1, so like every other fighter, 1 uppercut puts him down. In phase 2, get 1 star and unload it. Phase 3 can be tricky if phase 1 took too long, but for the sake of consistency, I've put something simple together that will essentially work every time. No matter what happens, come right out of the gate with 3 gutters and use all 3 stars. If you can adapt just a little bit, you'll always get the TKO. Jesus, could I have been any more vague in phase 1? The problem with Honda is his consistency. It's ironic that many, quote, harder fighters have much easier patterns to conquer. Uppercutting him as he's hooking does relatively no damage, so avoid this at all costs. But it can be difficult to know whether he'll stand there or punch. Sometimes hitting him during his eyebrows takes off more health than other times. Sometimes he'll go into a hook, sometimes he won't. Sometimes you can gutter in the middle of a phase, and sometimes you can't. And sometimes in phase 3 you just wait and wait for that one last punch so you can dodge and put him down, but he just stands there like an invalid before finally ducking into that useless bonsai attack. So phase 1 is tough to follow. But I'll do my best to avoid sounding like a choose-your-own-adventure fantasy novel. The unfortunate truth is Honda's decisions vary based on what you do from one frame to another, so it's impossible to predict what will come next. First of all, I'm going to be using the B button for the entire fight. The right glove can be just a bit slow to pull this off. It can work, but for now, just stick to all lefts. Open phase 1 with 3 gutters. This gives you 3 stars. Use one fast and you'll hit him in the eyebrows. Then wait just a split second for his second eyebrow jab and intercept it. Let's cover that again. 3 gutters, 1 uppercut, and 1 intercept jab. The reason I'm dwelling on this is because this 5-punch opener is the turning point of the entire fight. From here he'll take one of 2 paths. Either he'll hook immediately, or he'll just stand there for a short while. Let's deal with the hook first because it's what you want to happen. We'll call this scenario A. Quick dodge and throw a stunned uppercut followed with an unstunned uppercut. Jab, then back-to-back uppercuts. That should be easy enough to remember. From here he'll have a varying amount of health, so here's the surefire way for knockdown number 1. After your second uppercut, he'll come at you with one more punch. It could be a hook or an uppercut, but either way, quick dodge and throw 3 jabs followed with a stunned uppercut. Now 3 jabs may be overkill, but it is the only way to be sure. Now let's go back to scenario B. After your 5-punch opener, he just stands there. Well, as soon as you figure out he's not going to make a move, it's too risky to try one of your own, so just stay put. In time, he'll throw some punches. Counter each one of them with a single jab stunned uppercut, and he'll fall by the 3rd. Scenario A gives you a knockdown right around 30, whereas B can be as late as 40. Obviously, the first is better and pretty much guarantees a TKO before a special move. If you want the other route, however, it might take too long, but no matter what, you'll put him away for good during his bonsai attack. It's way easier to follow from here. For phase 2, he'll get up on 1. When play begins, tap up and throw 1 gutter for a star. Use it immediately. Like the other 2 phases, you'll open this up with gutters. Throw 3 for 3 stars. After you bank him, unleash 2 uppercuts and wait. If you try and just throw the 3rd, he might not go down. Dodge his next punch and throw an unstunned uppercut for the TKO. If you followed scenario A in phase 1 and you got him down early enough, you should have plenty of time for him to throw a punch. If not, he might go into a special attack. But at least you already have 2 knockdowns under your belt, and that's enough for a TKO now. And as a bonus, you can use that last star during his move for show. Once you get those gutters down, it should only take a couple of tries to get him down before the bonsai attack. But remember, no matter how much you master Honda, he'll always mix things up. The key is to be prepared for everything. After you nail this strategy, you'll probably notice a couple of things. Sometimes you're punching when you clearly don't need to. Here's a couple of ways you can adapt to easily pick up the pace. First, I told you to use 3 stun jabs before the last uppercut in phase 1 scenario A. This isn't always necessary. After your back-to-back uppercuts, glance up at the health meter. If it's here, you'll need 3 jabs. If it's here, you'll only need 1. Just get used to looking away from the fight at the right time and you'll know what to do. Along the same lines, phase 3 also has a potentially unnecessary move. A dodge with an uppercut response to his punch is required if he has any more energy than this. But if he has this little remaining, just throw the uppercut and you'll put him away, even if you hit him during his hook. If you're lucky enough to see this, you don't need to wait for his punch. There are fighters much higher in the ladder that have more reliable strategies to master. I know Honda can be a pain, but remember where the game was made. And if you think the first time around is difficult to learn, just wait until we get to Honda 2.